Today we're going to talk about XTB and what a lot of people don't tell you about this broker. We're going to talk about the good things, the bad things, the SOSO things, and all the details you need to know if you want to start investing here. So let's just get started with this video. But first, we need to talk about what XTB is and why so many people are talking about this broker and are interested in investing there. XTB is one of the most well-known brokers in the world of trading and investing. But what does it do? To start, we're talking about a brokerage firm with a global presence across multiple countries, stringently regulated by highly prestigious regulatory entities such as the FSA in the UK or the CNMV in Spain. This positions it as a very safe and reliable option for trading in financial markets. One of the most significant attractions of XTB is its exclusive proprietary trading platform called XStation 5. Unlike other generic options, this platform is designed to offer a comprehensive suite of advanced trading tools for experienced traders, while still catering to beginners. Speaking of this, XTB is exceptionally strong in the area of completely free education because you have a vast array of information sources on their platform. When you log in, you can go straight to the education section and access a wealth of information if you're just starting out in the investment world. We also have to talk about something very important, and that is that, well, it is a broker like many others, but what can we invest in? And XTB stands out in this regard because it has 5,800 financial instruments to invest in. These clearly include stocks, but also ETFs, currencies, and, clearly, commodities. And we can invest through these, through the action of the asset as such, as well as through CFDs for those who are interested, and those who know about the subject will know that this clearly allows us to have a broader leverage. If this interests you, which I don't recommend, but I'll leave the information here anyway. By having so many instruments to invest in, this will mean that you will have the possibility of diversifying your portfolio in one broker and in one place, so you won't have to be searching for different platforms to invest. Also, if you are new to this, as I mentioned above, the free training provided by this broker is a big plus. And yet, not everything is perfect because, as I told you, we have to talk about everything. For example, although XTB boasts of not charging commissions on cash shares and ETFs up to a certain amount of money, which is approximately $100,000, it is important to check the spaces. That on some assets can be higher than average, and there's also a monthly inactivity fee of €10 or $10 if your account doesn't show any activity for more than 12 months. I find that pretty hard to believe because just logging in would eliminate that inactivity, but it's something we need to keep in mind. Now, why do so many people consider XTB one of the best options and always include it in conversations about the top brokers? And this is basically because it strikes a balance between ease of use for beginners, while also providing security and a diverse range of products for both beginners and advanced investors in the world of investing. But before making any decisions, it's crucial to understand how these benefits compare to the potential benefits. So let's move on to analyze the key tools that XTB offers to maximize investments and how these can be tailored to different investor profiles. When we talk about brokers, we also talk about the tools they provide. Nowadays, beyond the fees, which are already quite competitive for the most part, we need to focus on something really important, the availability of tools, and how they benefit you. So let's go ahead and discuss these tools and see what benefits you can get based on your type of investor or your level of experience. Let's start with the star platform we mentioned earlier, XStation 5. This software not only lets you trade in different markets, but it also includes advanced technical analysis tools like indicators, oscillators, and customizable charts. Also, something that many traders appreciate is the inclusion of real-time financial news, which keeps you updated on global events that you might on impacting your investments. And this way, you don't have to keep visiting websites like, for example, Alpha or Yahoo Finance and several others, but instead, you really find everything in one place within the platform. Now, if you prefer to trade easily and efficiently from your mobile phone, XTB also has an app that offers virtually the same functionality as the desktop version. This means you can open, close, or analyze trades from anywhere with the same precision as if you were on a computer. The app is quite intuitive and works on both iOS and Android, making it easy to use no matter what device you have. Plus, you have access practically from your phone. And another aspect that stands out about XTB is its focus on education from anywhere. As I told you before, for those who are taking their first steps in the world of trading, the broker offers free courses and webinars on its platform. And this ranges from basic concepts to advanced strategies. And these resources are designed to help you better understand the market and make informed decisions. But be careful, because we always see this issue of education as being very geared towards beginners who don't know many things. Even though you are just starting out, believe me, if you already have some knowledge, it will still make you much stronger. So it is recommended that even if you feel that you have experience, you go and take a look. They are completely free, and here's something very important must be highlighted. And it's a tool that XTB has that a lot of people love. And X offers you personalized investment plans, which are ideal for those looking for options, especially in the long term. Basically, these plans allow you to set up portfolios based on ETFs, and you have over 300 options to choose from, including stocks, bonds, and commodities. And you can automate these investments or these packages or investment plans on a monthly basis with a contribution that you set, which is really convenient for those who want to invest in a disciplined way, without complications, and without having to constantly check the platform. The truth is, this point is important to focus on, as many have asked me. And it's that topic of those investment plans. Many like it. It benefits them as they seek long-term investment without complications. Here, you go into this option. You choose the ETFs you want to invest in. There you set up your investment plan, decide on the monthly amount you're going to contribute. You just have to worry about depositing that amount of money every month, even with automatic debit. But you know, we've talked about a lot of good things, but we also need to discuss some bad stuff. Also, and personally, I've received quite a few comments and seen opinions on different sites that review brokers, saying that while this platform, Station 5, which we talked about earlier, can really help us a lot at first. Also, if you are a beginner and you are just starting to invest, it can be a bit complex. I am not really saying that the platform is difficult, but for many it is difficult to get so much information, so much data at the same time. It's something that might confuse them. So, there is a somewhat long adaptation process, because you have to learn to use all of its tools. If you have not previously come from another broker that has a station or something similar to what this XTB tool has. But it's just like any other platform where you need to understand what you're doing, where you're investing, how it works, etc. etc. Now, let's move on to the point. I think what's also really important when it comes to tools is what we were talking about regarding commissions. And this can really determine how profitable it can be, depending on the platform that you choose, because it's something that not many people take into account. But really, if a platform charges you 1% more or 1% less, your profitability could go up or down, and it might actually be more worthwhile to put money in one place rather than another. So let's analyze this in the case of cash stocks and ETFs. XTB. It won't charge you any commissions, as long as the monthly trading volume is less than 100,000 euros or its equivalent in dollars. This is a significant advantage over other brokers that charge commissions, even on small transactions. For example, here, we can find Try, in Colombia, Happy. Also, even eToro, which recently added fees and commissions. So that's something to keep in mind. However, once you exceed this limit, commissions start to apply. So it's essential to know your investment habits before choosing this service, as it also depends a lot on what you invest in. Because, on the other hand, if you're trading currencies or commodities, the spreads, they can even be above the average, depending on the instrument you choose. And even though these costs are standard in the industry, some users on broker review sites have pointed out that the spreads on certain specific. And for this, you would clearly need to sign up on the platform. And by the way, I'll leave a link in the description and in the pinned first comment in case you want to register through that. And once you're registered, make sure to check how much the maximum withdrawal is that you can make without any fees before even depositing. Because, like I said, it depends on each country. However, if you withdraw small amounts, you might face charges. Additional information now for traders looking to trade with leverage. XTB also applies costs associated with this mode, although the details can vary depending on the asset and the amount of leverage used. It is super important to keep in mind that these fees can reduce your earnings if you do not manage your money properly. And clearly, the most advisable thing is always to frequently check the official XTB website, since commissions and fees can change over time. This is valid advice for any broker, as policy updates often reflect changes in the market or regulatory framework. And apart from these updates, they can also bring new rates, new updates in the minimum amounts, in the maximum amounts, etc. Since I have practically said that all the actions we are talking about are important, well, literally, they are, and the next one is even more important for some people, and that's the area of security and regulation. And it's that in a time when we find 20,000 brokers everywhere. That if they are regulated in X island, that if they are regulated in X tax haven, that if they are regulated in X different place. So clearly, this requires an in-depth analysis. Because among so many platforms that currently exist, it is appreciated that there are platforms that are regulated in places where the regulation really is a regulation, and it is not something more than simply a small house on an island or in a town where 2 people work. And they say, yes, we're verifying and validating this, but it really needs to be something that stands out and comes from a country that truly upholds the law. So let's analyze this section within XTB. XTB is regulated by reputable financial entities, which ensures that it meets strict international standards. Among the regulators overseeing XTB is the National Securities Market Commission, also known as CNMV. In Spain, or the Financial Conduct Authority, also known as FCA, in the United Kingdom, and of course, the Financial Services Commission of the ICE, among many others. Remember that depending on where you're located, the regulation that applies to your account will also depend on that. So when you register, this will likely show up in your details, and if it doesn't, it's a good idea to reach out to support. You can say something like, hey guys, I would really like to know what regulation applies to my account so I can feel more secure about this. These institutions ensure that the broker operates transparently and respects the local laws of the countries, in the countries where it provides services. That's why it's really important to know what regulation your account might fall under. Now, we know that this broker complies with the MiFID II directives, which is basically the Markets in Financial Instruments Directive, specifically in Europe. This means, for those who don't know, that in the European Union they're actually pretty strict about regulations and laws, which means that the broker must ensure high protection for the client, transparency in its operations, and proper management of users' funds. In terms of fund security, XTB uses segregated accounts, which means that clients' money is kept separate from the broker's assets. This is crucial in the event of insolvency, as it ensures that your funds are not used to cover the company's debts. In addition, XTB offers negative balance protection for its retail clients. This means that even if the markets move quickly against you and you have a leveraged account, you won't lose more money than you initially deposited. In terms of technology, XTB uses advanced encryption protocols to ensure that users' personal and financial information is protected. And their platform has SSL certificates, which ensures that transactions and data are protected against potential cyber attacks. However, no system is completely immune, so it's always recommended, especially on platforms where you're depositing your money, to first use secure passwords and, above all, enable two-factor authentication. Of 2 factors to always stay alert against possible fraudulent emails or links that can help reinforce security. Although XTB has a very good reputation in this regard, reading reviews online, we found that occasionally some users have reported occasional outages on the platform during times of high volatility. However, there aren't that many comments like this. I just wanted to comment. Now we need to go a bit further and get into the topic of customer support and the customer experience. And I'm going to speak from my perspective and what I've analyzed in different opinions online. The first point is that there's a really strong aspect where this broker stands out, especially for Latin America, and that is that XTB's customer support is one of its strong points since they offer assistance in several languages. For example, including Spanish, and are available via live chat, email, and phone. The answer is usually quite fast and effective, which is clearly vital when urgent help is needed during trading operations. And many users have praised this support team's willingness to resolve questions, whether they're simple or complex. However, some users have also reported somewhat long wait times during times of high demand, such as during high volatility events in the markets. However, to be honest, I'm not sponsoring or promoting this or anything, because this video is really going to be about all the well-known brokers out there, and I'm going to share both the good and the bad. But I really have to highlight that this is practically the broker with the best support I've seen, because even at the moment you register, they reach out to you directly via WhatsApp or call you, in the case of Latin America, from Chile where they have their offices here. In Spain, directly from Spain, where they also have offices, they say, "Hello, how are you? It's your first time investing. You want information, you want to know how this market works, you want to understand certain aspects of trading." Clearly, they're not going to say, "Look, invest in this because you're going to make a lot of money." But you can have that ally in investing. You can have a direct advisor who helps you discuss investment topics, any doubts or concerns you might have, and they also send you analyses done by the platform through their partners or experts on various topics, which makes it pretty easy to use the platform when you have that ally. Unlike other platforms where you log in and no one calls you, no one tells you anything at all. As for customer service, as I mentioned earlier, the only thing that can happen is that during times of high demand, you might have to wait a long time for assistance. But other than that, the responses you get are quite good, so in that regard, I don't see anything else negative. Now, to wrap it up, is it worth investing in XTB? After reviewing all these features, and all discussed in this video, it depends on the regulations in your country and your investor type. Because you might prefer to go long-term, which is good for their plans. If you are a trader, other platforms may surpass this, which we will discuss later. Of investment. If you're already a trader, that's good too. However, there may be different platforms that could surpass this one, which we'll discuss in future videos. So with that said, let me know in the comments if you're going to register, if you're already registered, how your experience has been, and all that. You all know that my videos work like a wiki where you can come in and comment and say, "Hey, honestly, I had a good experience with this broker," or "I had a bad one." And that way, everyone shares their experiences. We'll see you next time. If you made it here, drop an architect emoji or a builder emoji. We're out. In the comments section, let me know who made it this far in the video. We're out. Bye.